A Supercoach video. This time it's the AFL Round 3 review. And look, we've had lows, we've had some highs, and then we've experienced some more lows. So we've scored a 1761. I knew it wasn't going to be a good week. Basically from Friday onwards, it wasn't going well. Yeah, 90,000 for the round score. I mean, kind of crazy. We had an 85,000 round score, 69 round score, and then a 90,000 round score. That's equivalent to about 12,000 season rank. So I've had one good round, which has more or less saved us so far. But look, we'll jump into it. The teams have risen in price. Every player that's basically played every game has now risen. So we've got 700k team value increase, which I think's pretty decent. I haven't really looked around, but I'm pretty happy with that. If we do jump to the team, we can obviously see how it went. So, look, Sinclair did his thing. Pretty happy there. Before we do jump into it, I will just appreciate all those that have liked and subscribed for the consistent injections of Supercoach content directly into their YouTube feed. But yeah, we can see Sinclair, the 114, not bad. Clark, the 129. And then these are the two guys we traded in, Zorko and Houston. Zorko with 96. It's pretty unders going into St. Kilda. I was really expecting a big score, but he did definitely get some attention. There was time Sharman was running with him. There was time Hall was running with him. They were definitely being defensively accountable, St. Kilda, when they usually aren't. So because of that, Zorko unfortunately didn't quite get off the chain at all. And he had a few clangers early. He had a bomb outside of like a pack situation that went straight to a St. Kilda player. And he had a kick in where he tried to lace out a player and he couldn't get it over to Koenig's head and he managed to intercept it. So 2 clangers early. He was technically 3 kicks, 3 possessions, 9 dream team or fantasy, whatever it is, and then 0 Supercoach. Which is just very unfortunate that he had 2 clangers at that point. Just one of those hits and he's probably sitting on like a solid 8 points, which means he's probably getting to this 100, So bit disappointing there, but at the same time, 96 isn't a bad score. If you're getting 96, and that's towards your lower end of things, it's fine. If a premium pops out of 96, you take it. It sucks that other premiums obviously go off, but you take it. Houston, this was just very disappointing. You feel a bit sucked in, but it's also notorious Houston. Houston, as good as he's been, even in these seasons where he's averaged 106, he has dropped scores in the 60s, multiple scores in the 60s. I think someone put a post up where he went 172, 130, 59. He just does it sometimes, unfortunately. Was this a moral Howell effect? I don't know. I don't think so. I think he just wasn't the guy. So a bit disappointing there. Look, a lot of people traded them in, so he kind of wore that with everyone. But yeah, a bit disappointing there, unfortunately. And then we had, a bunch of did not plays. Lindsay, we held on to him. You're going to see something interesting here. Murdoch is gone from my team. I had a choice. Move Murdoch or move a rookie that's still playing. And I chose to move Murdoch. We don't know the extent of his hammy, but if it ends up 3 weeks or something, there's a chance he just ends up as a downgrading target as a basement price rookie at 99k, and we just go straight down to him and make an upgrade later on. So, yeah, we started him. We got a good score out of him, and then we moved him on. But yeah, this is where the real trouble starts. We look at my midfield, and that's where the trouble starts. We have some really good scoring rookies, and it'd be great to have them on field. But instead, we have these mid-prices dropping 40s and 60s. It's just woeful. I don't know. I'm seeing him a little bit blurry here. Maybe I can... is this better for... It's not liking... Let's get rid of that. Yeah, it wasn't liking that. That was cooking us for some reason. What was going on there? But yeah, these mid prices are killing us. Cogs had a poor game, unfortunately. Had 58% Tog, which I just don't understand. Really don't know what's happening there. And unfortunately with Cogs as well, it's one of those things where I thought because he's going to get this forward DPP, he could be potentially a forward keeper. He's coming out with a 120, a 60, a 105, but then the 43 is just... It's painful. I kind of want to hold on to him because when he gets that forward DPP, maybe is he, potentially a top 15 forward and it's good enough to hold into the last upgrade? Maybe, but if he's getting 58% time Tog, that's just not good enough. I did end up with 30% CBAs this game, but yeah, I just don't understand why his Tog was absolutely in the ground this week. Bruin Tog was in the ground as well, and just bad score there, and Parrish Tog in the ground. So yeah, these mid prices, I don't know what's going on, but their Tog's in the ground and their scores following accordingly. But yeah, Butter's good enough score. We got the C there because Cherry obviously flopped. Brayshaw, kind of a similar thing as Zorka, where it's like, you wish it was a bit better. Unfortunately, with Brayshaw, Sarong's clearly been the better pick. And what I've noticed with him too is he's ending up with about 60% CBAs, which is unders what he usually was. And he's starting on the wing for like, obviously he's not going to be on the field every single CBA. So, he'll miss some just because he's potentially arrested or he's gone to a bench rotation. But then, like, the ones he is missing is also on the wing, and that's just awkward. You want him to be in that center clearance. You want him to be able to get that center clearance. And 60% CBAs just isn't really good enough. It's not what I paid $600K for. So, honestly, I'm a bit disappointed with Brayshaw. There's so many other picks this could have been. Like, LDU was someone that I really liked because I wanted the North draw, and I wanted to put as many North players in my team as possible, but I couldn't make it work with the structure I was kind of going with. Just get rid of these mid-prices, flip Brayshaw to actually a good primo, and all of a sudden we're good. I mean, you could say that to anyone. There's obviously problems in every team. No team's perfect. Walsh bit unders, that's fine. Is what it is. I mean, they lost to Melbourne, which is pretty funny because they were thumping Melbourne and then Melbourne came roaring back. Steele is a beast. I love Steele. And Oliver's solid. Like, nothing wrong with what Oliver's done. Yeah, I mean, what's he's actually done in the team in reality? So, yeah, he had that down game, 69, but then 117, 111. Like, this is fine. He was literally priced at like 92 coming into the season. So, if he can try and keep this up, this will be fine. This is a good pick. This is fine. Yeah, Grill bounced back with a good one. Carroll, slow burn. And Blamirez is a beast. Now, Cherry, obviously looking at a long time potentially suspension with the stupid act of wiping blood on McGrath's face. Who knows what was going through his brain in that moment. He just kicked a goal. We finally thought he was turning it on because he was being a bit slow in this game. Started off hot, then would slow down. He gets this cherry pick goal out the back, and that's clearly what they're getting into him about after he just gave away a 50. In reality, I think he just kind of cancelled out, so like he didn't really make any points off the 50 and then getting the goal in return. Scored as much as McAndrew, so yeah, such is life. She's all great VC option if you're on it. Yeah, Flanders... he's unders, but he's performing over his price tag, so it's fine. Cook was a great trade-in, so we'll take that. Robertson was unfortunately pretty slow in this game, and that'll hurt his cash gen a bit, getting that 50 in there, slow him down. Philippou, 69 is actually fine. Like, that's going to bounce back his cash gen because he has a really bad score in there. And yeah, that's sort of it. We only managed to field 20 players, so 2 scores dropped out, which were the 240s from the mid prices. I might as well just have rookies and more money on these premiums. Look, day costs obviously went massive as well. If we just quickly look at players in general, like, I wanted to start Bailey Smith. We all know I had Bailey Smith in the very first team I did have, but once he had the bye, there was no way I was going there. Comes out with a massive game, and this definitely showed why I want Smith. And he's now got that 60 roll out of his... Yeah, he's down to an 80 break even. That 60 is now rolled out of his cycle. He's got the 118 and the 172, and Smith really is a beast. He's got West Coast coming up soon. This is a pretty decent fixture, in my opinion. Port are bad, North aren't great. I don't think we have anyone that can stop him. It's just the Dogs that are really a worry here, I think, with this. And I think if any tag attention comes, it goes to home. So I think Smith is honestly a really good pickup. He lost a bit of money here, so you're getting him a little bit underpriced, coming in with a 88 break even. That's pretty sick. Parker, I mean, we started him last year as a mid-pricer, and he was pretty good for us. We're pretty happy with him. Playing off the defense line this year, though, oh my goodness, he is doing dirty things. Just crazy. I mean, as much as we talk about all these mid-pricers failing, in reality, Parker is a mid-pricer that is working. It's just the mid prices you wouldn't expect to go to. Now, this is unfortunate because Dacos is more or less the guy I wanted to bring in, but I thought he might score like around the 110, 120 mark, and then we can bring him in a little bit cheaper. But he gets a 150 with 63% of the competition on top of him, as to why my round was so bad. And he's gone up 10k. Now, I definitely want Dacos, but yeah, I mean, it just sucks he went up in price. Sucks we didn't pull the trigger this week instead, but I didn't expect all the mid prices to flop the way they did. Yeah, and that's just, I guess, some of the top scorers there. Pickett came out of the big one. Gorn showing that he's still Gorn with another good game, showing that 131 average. I mean, could be a pivot from Sherry, just saying. And yeah, So just wanted to take a quick look at some of those top scorers there. Now, I think everyone knows Cherry is basically going to be traded out at this point, so because we're expecting at least 3 weeks minimum. If he does get traded out, now there's a couple of options here. You can go for like a simple just go to Gorn, stuff it. Let's just bring in the next best guy and go straight to Gorn. He has Blackiston soon, so that should be nice for him. Then he has Richmond in a couple of weeks. That should be nice for him. This is actually really awkward for Gorn because he ends up with Wits, like the hardest matchup in the game. Blackiston should smash him. Fort has actually been a bit restrictive this year. Richmond, who I don't think have Nank at this time, so easy as hell. Grundy, one of the hardest rucks, and then West Coast, one of the easiest matchups. So it's like bad, good, bad, amazing, bad, amazing, bad, amazing. Like, that's crazy. And he could go 200 in any one of those good matchups. That's the thing. But he could easily be held and restricted in these other matchups. And the thing is, Gold Coast, you'd expect to smash him. Brisbane, you'd expect to smash him. Sydney, you'd expect to smash him. How many points can he really get in those situations? So, yeah, Gorn's a hard one there. Do you just pivot to a Gorn instead? You definitely could. Jacko, I actually don't like the Jacko pick. Darcy's taking a lot of ruck contests, and this is the problem with Jackson. That has always been the problem. Whenever Sean Darcy's in the team, Luke Jackson isn't a pick. Whenever Sean Darcy's out of the team, Luke Jackson is a pick. The other one is Grundy, who could potentially be a pick. He's already lost 24k, which is incredible, but he goes up against West Coast this week. That's kind of ludicrous. Against Flynn, he could drop 200 on Flynn. Like, we all know he could. But then he goes in the Wits, which is a super hard matchup. So he goes into an easy matchup, super hard, and then easy, hard. Darcy Cameron, I think, can be easy rivalry matchup, and then easy. So yeah, it's just unfortunate. Easy, hard, easy, hard. Like, why do all these rucks in the next 6 games have 3 easy and 3 hard matchups? Like, god damn it, guys. But that's assuming that that's assuming Sherry's back. If Sherry isn't back, then that becomes an easy matchup, and this does become pretty damn tempting to go for a Grundy pick in reality. So you could easily just go to one of these guys. The other option is for myself. I could just put, ZZ down there and just go for any player I want, full stop. Such as a Marcus Bontempelli, just boom, straight in. Going into the Dons this week, he should crush the Dons this week. You'd expect a massive score. Hawthorn and Geelong will be a bit harder. Sydney also won't be the easiest. I mean, like, it doesn't really matter who's the easiest or who's not. Yeah, he gets some easier matchups later on. He ends with some pretty easy matchups too, which is very nice. At the end of the day, he's the best player in the comp, and it doesn't matter if it's a hard or easy matchup. He's going to crush them. I think Giants have shown they're actually a bit of an easy matchup. I mean, Bont went big on them, and Dacos went big on them. They have a lot of offensive power in there with, like, Clary and Green and Callahan, but not really any defensive mids, which kind of means people score big on them, I think. Adelaide also been giving up points to midfielders too. So, but yeah, I think that's the most tempting thing about Bont. Just he goes into the Dons this week. I don't like the following 3 matchups, but he's good enough that he can score in any given week, and there's nothing you can do about it. But yeah, Dons this week, you could easily torch them, which is what makes Bont so tempting. But yeah, as I said, you could go any player you want. I talked about I wanted obviously Dacos earlier. Well, now I can get him. You can get him just at that little bit of a discount. I talked about wanting Smith. I can get him. Well, not at a discount. Sorry, I'm paying up for Dacos, so getting him a little bit late. Smith, we're getting at a bit of a discount. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. You can afford any premium in the game. Which premium do you want? And right now, I guess what I have realized this year, and we can kind of see it already when I click on averages, but all the top-end premiums have been performing. Like, I'm not saying that like you'd expect the top end premiums to not perform, but usually you want the top end premiums to kind of underperform and come down in price, and then get them at a bit of a cheaper price. I mean, they're at such a high price tag, they have to perform at such a consistently high level to maintain that, and one down week means that they can drop a lot of cash, and that's kind of what we wait for. But these top end premiums are putting out big scores consistently, and it's going to be pretty painful waiting for that drop, because if the penny doesn't drop, if one of these guys, they don't have bad games until like round 12, the amount of points that you'll be losing in the meantime, like, it's going to suck. And there's a chance that Bont, he's that good. Does he even go below 650k? Like, which team is going to restrict this man to like a 70? Like, I just don't know if anyone is at the end of the day. Like, yeah, he's just too good. I mean, him hitting a couple of 110s, yeah, he'll lose some cash, but As I said, is he really going to get below 650? Like, is it better just getting on him now? He's only gone up 3k. This is an easy matchup. He could just drop a 200, and then I'm going to sit there feeling like a bloody idiot, you know? So I think I go Bont, personally. I think we just go cherry the Bont, lock it in. Obviously, we can get McAndrew on field instead. Because we can't even use ZZ as a loop if he doesn't play, but that's fine because we have Oliver as a loop anyway. So we will throw Blamiras on for Cogs. And then we will put the emergency on Grill. Now, look, the thing is, as I said, I could move out Cogs. I could move out Parrish. If I'm looking at the break-even game right now, technically Cogs is a lower break-even, but it won't be once that 120 drops out of his cycle, or 100 he got last week drops out. But I think it's Paris that goes, because as I said, when Cogs gets forward DPP, at the end of the day, if he's a forward, it's just not that much. Like, Parrish is a lot more annoying. Parrish is a mid only. He's stuck in the midfield. He's taking up a mid slot, and you want to be playing him on field, meaning I'm not getting the top tier mids on field. Where Cogs will get forward DPP, I'll be able to slip him out of here. And as I said, if he's performing at a F15 level, you can just hold on to him till the last upgrade. He can be in the forward line, and he just gets out of my face. So I think Parrish is the real problem because he takes up that mid slot, and he's not getting out of there anytime soon. So I think I'll actually go Parrish out as the option here. And then, yeah, it just ends up a little bit awkward because obviously I'd love like a Nick Dacos or something, but money-wise I need a bit more. I guess the other thing we can be looking at here is if we do just jump to the break-even game, we're going to move Bont down just so that we can see every break-even possible. Lukosius came out, with a good second game as well, so he's had 2 back-to-back good games, which has made his break-even really short, but at the same time, that's not really a downgrade if I'm going to Lukosius. I need to go to a cheap rookie if I want to do this. Watkins unfortunately went up in price, and he's a mid only, so he takes up another mid slot. I don't really want someone taking up another mid slot personally. It does become quite hard here. Scary, unfortunately, I just don't think he's a pick with that score in his system. Steen is obviously going to be a pick, and a pick that I think we'll be looking at next week for a lot of people. I mean, Dersma went up 66k. That worked out pretty well for anyone that went Dersma. Brody's not a pick. Yeah, it's just unfortunately you got to go early on Steen, who I don't think is getting dropped, or we bring in Watkins, who is clearly playing at the level where he could still make 150k from here. It feels like I've gotten on him a little bit late going this round, which feels a bit stupid. But what other options do I have here? I mean, Chase Jones has a 38 in his cycle. He's going to not be making much money soon. Watkins does go into Richmond. He's clearly above Real Brody in the pecking order. This 45 actually has dropped out of his system, so we're lucky he started with a 45 because it meant he didn't gain as much cash as he could have. So that is bloody good. Yeah, still a really low break even at 51. I think maybe we do get Watkins in. So if we go Watkins in, that's the only problem though. Then Watkins is just really awkward though. Really, really awkward. Just in the sense that if I'm trading anyone from any of these other lines, I can't get a midfielder. Like I'd have to go, one of these boys out. And the thing was, I was considering keeping Buderick just purely for the fact of keeping him. Putting that money on his head means I can get a premium, but it has to be a forward premium, which we don't want. We don't want forward premiums. Yeah, that's the big problem with Watkins. I don't think I can do that. Just because of how he's affecting the trade in here. So let's go him out. Let's pop another boost because I want to get straight to a premium. I don't want to be holding cash right now. I could just hold on to Parrish. I don't really need to force it. I could hold on the Parrish or I get a premium. And is there a must-have rookie? There's really not a must-have rookie at the end of the day. Sorry, I'm just going to move him back down there. There's no must-have rookies. Especially one with like a forward DPP like Cherry. That would be great. Oscar Steen, I could go a week early on him. Am I going to use trades next week? Preferably, I will not use trades next week, meaning maybe I just go for Steen this week. Maybe we do go Buderick out, Steen in, and then it leaves, 600k to actually get a Primo. And a Primo I want. So then, then we toss up Dacos versus Smith. I like the idea of nullifying the pot of Dacos because he is just so damn good. And he has gone massive on Brisbane before. Don't get me wrong, Berry obviously does tag work, and he did tag work on Nas this week. Wagner does tag work as well from Freo. So these could be two hard matchups, but then he's still gone big even through the tag. I'm pretty sure the 172 was through a Berry tag, 110 was through a Berry tag, the 76 was the Wagner tag, and then the 169 was through it again. So he's Dacos, he's so good, and I do want to watch Pie games and be able to barrack for him, Nothing's worse than watching Dacos popping off and being like, yes, let's go, that's my boy, and then just be like, oh man, but my super coach cannot cope with this. And I do wonder, am I just getting sucked into Smith's really high score here? No, I wanted to start Smith, but then the buy threw me off starting him. And he does have a pretty good run as well in reality. This is a pretty good run. Smith is a pod 2%. Could really make or break my season. Dacos is Dacos. He just nullifies... he's a big reason I had a bad week this week. Not having Dacos this week really hurt. That's a 150 on the board that I didn't have. And then the final option, as I said, I could go for like a Grundy or something and just go massive in that sense. Like we could just go for a Gorn. It's in the wits. We don't really want to do that. Could go for a Grundy wherever he is. Man, Grundy is actually down. He's probably going to go massive here. Yeah, low against wits, but then big on giants. Nah, I don't think I want... I don't want the Grundy right now. I think I'll just settle with McAndrew for a bit and we'll worry about premium Ruck a little bit later. Don't get me wrong, Rucks are clearly still performing. But I'll worry about that a bit later. Yeah, I think it's simple. Smith or Dacos. Might be a bit of a flip of a coin here. Look, for now I'm going to put Dacos in my team because I love Dacos. But I also really want Smith. Really do want Smith. Nah, I think I'll just go Dacos. Play it safe. Play Dacos. It's not even safe. I mean, it is safe, but I love Dacos, so I think I'll go Dacos. I think this is a better play. I think this is a good-looking team here. Collingwood play early. We have the Todd Marshall injury, so we have that as a VC, so we can VC Steen. Emergency Steen. If he plays well, then Marshall just comes on field. Oh, actually, we got Philippou and stuff, so it doesn't actually matter. He'll just come on field anyway. Yeah, looking good. Okay, I think that team looks good. I think everything looks like it's in place. I think, Lindsay over Sarong and Selwood seems good to me. We've got a Sinclair in the back line, so I could technically run a loop as well. What have we got? So we get the Jai Sarong loop here, and if he performs, then we don't put Selwood on field. Easy. So we get a loop back there. In the midfield, this is perfect. We get a VC loop with Oliver. This is fine. This is good too. Okay, awesome. Love the look of it. Sorry, just thinking in my head, is it better to technically have Grill in the flex spot? Yes, but it doesn't really matter. They're each to their own. Now, I think this is... Oh, man. That's painful. I think the obvious thing is obviously Bont into Essendon, but then you need a fullback captain. And I don't want to go before Bont. That's the whole reason I'm bringing him in, I guess Butters into Tigers. He usually goes pretty big on them. He's dropped a 170 on them before. I think historically, if we look at Butters into Tigers, it's pretty nutty. Oh my gosh, he got a random 89? But then, 175, I think the 100, and I think before that was another 170. Oh god, but Port are so bad right now. Okay, let's round them off. I'm probably not going to VC Dacos into Lions at the Gabba. Probably not going to do that. North in the Carlton, yeah, nobody of interest there. Freo into Adelaide, honestly, no one of interest. If you got Luke Jackson, maybe, I guess. Yeah, Grundy in the West Coast, that would be the big one. That would be the big one right there. And then Bont into Essendon. See, I want Bont to work so bad, and then that's the thing, you could have a Smith as a backup. I don't really want Smith into Hawthorn. That doesn't really sound that good in my opinion. That sounds pretty bad, actually. Yeah, look, I'll figure out the VC loops, but look, that's the round review, guys. I've probably rambled way too much about insignificant stuff, but look, overall, that's the team. I think this is the right direction. I think these are the right players, and this will get us moving in the right direction going forward. So, yeah, anyway, till next time, guys, I appreciate all those that have tuned in, liked, and subscribed for the consistent injections of Supercoach content directly into the YouTube feed. Peace, later.